Welcome to Magic Class. I'm Jeremy Class, and I'm taking a break from Commander Legends today to do something a little bit different. It's been a while, and I just have not been opening my mail. As you can see, I have a ton of unopened mail, so I'm going to actually be showing you what I am currently purchasing. I have been buying a couple of items on eBay, on TCG Player, and Cool Stuff Inc. and other sites. Just if I see something that's I think is undervalued or I think is cheap, I just snag it up. So let's just begin. Let's see what I got here. So, and I know it's a mess of mail. Alright, the first card that I got is Drana, the Last Blood Chief. Mostly I got her because I've been playing Magic Arena, and this is one of the mythics that I pulled, so I sometimes use it in a blue-black control deck on Magic Arena. Maybe you've seen some of the videos where she has won games for me. She's a vampire cleric. I kind of wish she was a rogue because I think her ability is pretty roguelike. You have to attack in order to get it, so even though I don't think she would see much play in the current rogue builds, which, usually do not have a 5-drop in them. Aside from that, Merfolk, and even that can be cheated onto the battlefield for just 4 mana. So I got this for about, I think, $250, and honestly, I think even that was a little expensive. But, she is a mythic in Zendikar Rising. She probably is not a mythic that will see significant play, even though she still has a lot of time left in the standard format. So let me just take off the tape so that you can see her a little better. Let me take her out of the sleeve very quickly. Alright, and there's an inner sleeve as well, so that will probably give you a better view of the card. Alright, so that was our first pick, and I only just bought one of Drana just because sometimes I want one of each card. So if I see a mythic rare, which are usually the hardest cards to obtain, I'll snap them up. This is a card I actually had because I did purchase the Commander deck. It's actually 2 cards. What is her name? Jarina Kudrow, who is the daughter of General Kudrow, who appears as a mythic in Ikoria. He's actually a mythic lord. He gives other humans +1/+1, and he does have some other interesting abilities. This is his daughter, who I believe disagrees with his actions. And on the back we have Akeem, the Soaring Wind. So overall, not terrible. They do make okay commanders. I know with Commander Legends just being released, everyone's kind of focused on those legendary creatures and building decks around them, and I don't blame them because there are a lot of really cool partners. Alright, so the next card that I opened just now, and I don't even know what's in some of these packages. We have a Pathway land. Looks like a full art or like extended showcase full art land. We have Branch Loft Pathway on this side, and we have Boulder Loft Pathway on the other. This is the green white one, and I'm not gonna lie, these Pathway lands I think are extremely powerful. Right now I think they're very undervalued. I think the fact that you can get these lands for under $3, most of them, is criminally undervalued. So whenever I see some of these lands for $3 or less, I snap them up. The regular versions I usually try to get at $2, but if sometimes I see like these showcase ones for under 3 for $2.50, sometimes $2, and I always snatch them up because these are going to go in a lot of my commander decks. I feel like in a lot of commander decks you don't want your lands to come into play tapped, so I'm going to take out a lot of my tapped dual lands and I'm going to throw these in. I can even kind of replace some of the basics in my commander decks with these pathway lands, so I think they're really powerful, and the art on some of them is just awesome. I think you're going to see quite a few pathway lands today because I have been snatching them up. I think they are probably the best rares currently. The triomes are also very good. Those were the Ikoria tri-lands, triple lands. They have the basic land type, but I have not been able to pick them up. I think their price right now, which is a little over $5, is not. It's accurate. I think those lands, those tri lands, will go up in value. They are quite good, but I'm hoping that if I see them for $3, $4, I can snatch them up. And if you want to sell me some of those tri lands for $3 a pop, I will buy a lot of them, and any of them really, because I'm looking for maybe 10 of each of the tri-lands, so it was a cycle of 5, that's 50 lands that I am willing to buy for $3 each. So if you want to offer me a deal like that, feel free. So the next land is the Grim Climb, Bright Climb Pathway. This is the white-black land. As I said, you're going to see a lot of these in the video because I honestly think these lands are fantastic. The fact that you can't like flip from one side to the other actually isn't much of a disadvantage. I think at the time of casting, the fact that you have to choose doesn't make the card as bad as I originally thought. Rarely have I ever thought, okay, I wish I could flip this land because I really need the color on the other side. But then again, I'm sure there will be a time when I'm like, oh, I wish these could transform back and forth, or at least transform one time. The next one is Timber Crown and Crag Crown Pathway. Let me see. I think it's just easier to do it like this. Yeah, alright. So this is the green-red land, which is actually pretty good in Standard right now, this land, because Gruul Adventures is a very popular deck. There's like a green-red, very aggressive landfall deck that uses this land. So, yep. Anytime I see these for $2 on eBay or any other site, I do snatch them up from just whatever seller is offering them for the price. I like automatically jump on it. And I really do think, here, look, this is another one. This is yet another one of these pathway lands. This is Riverglide Pathway, which is the blue and red land. I think this is really a great land for Commander and other formats as well. I think after Zendikar Rising rotates out, I think in about a year after Zendikar Rising rotates out, we're going to see these beautiful and powerful lands shoot up in value. I think they have a spot. I think they have a spot in multiple formats, not just limited to Commander, but I think Modern might run a few. I think they might even see Legacy and Vintage play as like one-ofs, maybe, if you really want to fix your mana. The fact that they come into play untapped is amazing, in my opinion. A lot of dual lands come into play tapped, and you just don't want that. It's just such a tempo loss for you to not have access to your mana when you play a land. So this is actually the same land that I just showed, the Riverglide Pathway. At least I think it is. Let me just check. Alright, there's a few. Oh well. This is the Riverglide Pathway. just taps for a red, and on the other side is the Riverglide Pathway. So I got 2 of those actually, and I think there may see more. It also came with a bonus Make a Stand. I'm pretty sure he just packaged it this way. Make a Stand isn't a particularly... Well, it's okay. It's an instant. +1/+0 and indestructible at instant speed. That's not bad, but I'm sure he just threw that in there to keep the card safe. Let me see, is this another one of the Pathway lands? You bet it is. I think we have not seen this one, though. There were 6 of the Pathways in Zendikar Rising. You'll see the other 4, I believe, in Kaldheim. So this is the Pillar Verge Pathway and Needle Verge Pathway. Let me actually take it out of the top loader so that you can see it a little better. It is also in a penny sleeve, but I'm going to take it out as well. Here it is. Taps for white on this side, taps for red on this side. This is actually probably the cheapest in the cycle overall. Red-white is not the best color combination at the moment. Maybe one day it will become a better combination, but I think out of the entire cycle of 10, I think that one will always be the least valuable, at least in my opinion. Still though, there are decks that run 3-4 colors that want to have their lands come into play untapped, and they may look to use a couple of those pathway lands. Alright, the next card we have here is actually not a pathway land. It is Snapdax, Apex of the Hunt. So this is a mythic from Ikoria. Let me take it out of the top loader so that you can see it a little better. This is part of the mythic rare mutate cycle. Each of the I don't know, creature types, I guess you would say, in Ikoria had a, well, I'm sorry, each of the 3 color combinations had a mythic rare that had mutate, and was just overall a fairly good card. These don't see as much play in standard as I think they probably should. I don't know if it's because they're 3 colors. I don't know if they will see further play in the future in standard. I don't think there's really a chance they will see play in older formats. I think standard is pretty much where they will see play or they won't see play. Oh, it's taking me a moment to get this card out of the top loader. Alright, there we go. Snapdax, Apex of the Hunt. This one is Madru colors. I think in the cycle this is the least expensive in terms of mana. The price I don't know. I think I got these for under $2 each or so. Double strike, a 3/5 double strike for 4, that's not bad. And whenever this creature mutates, 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and an opponent controls, and you gain 4 life. So it's kind of like it's not a lightning helix. What was that other card? War Leader's Helix. Except it can target a player, which I think actually limits it a bit. If it could target a player or a creature or planeswalker, then maybe you would see more play. Imagine mutating over and over and just draining your opponent with mutate triggers. There actually is a black mutate creature that does drain 2 every time it mutates. So maybe there's a deck there. The problem with Snapdax is that red, white, and black I don't think had the best mutate cards. I think green probably has the best mutate cards in terms of Gemrazor and, ooh, what's that guy? It's a 6/6. And everyone uses it on Arena to mutate over the Skewed Swarm. And it like plays cards off the top of your deck. That's a good card. Only an uncommon, too. Could have easily been a rare with its power level. Alright, and I'm getting open the next card, which is a beautiful Showcase Riverglide or Riverglide Pathway. I must say these lands are beautiful in there. I guess this is like, I don't know, the showcase art, or it looks kind of like it's a full art card. Here's the other side. Here's the blue side. That was the red side. These are just stunning. And as I said, I think in 5 years, if they don't see like a reprint, and they're not easy to reprint because they are double-faced cards, and supplemental products usually don't have double-faced cards. I don't know if we're going to see another standard set that has those lands. Mark Rosewater on Bogtog has actually said that there was some controversy involving the Pathway lands, and the controversy actually was that they were almost as strong as a basic. So since they were almost as strong as a basic, well, there was some controversy over whether they should print them. And I guess if you think about it, their lack of searchability makes them not ideal in all situations. So there will be times when you want a basic land. And there are cards like Path to Exile where you want a basic land in your deck. So don't take out all of your basic lands. Don't switch them all out for these Pathway lands. But I definitely think that some of them, I will be taking out some basic lands in my commander decks and in other decks and replacing them with some of those pathways. They're just really they really are that good. Alright, so now we have a Planeswalker that I purchased in Garruk Unleashed. This is kind of another Planeswalker that I just wanted to pick up while he's cheap. I don't think he's going to go up in value. This is actually the first Planeswalker that I was able to use his ultimate in a game of Magic Arena. I've come close to using a Planeswalker's ultimate before on Arena, but usually when I'm about to ultimate with a Planeswalker, the opponent usually concedes because it's really hard to come back from a Planeswalker's ultimate, as it should be, because it's not easy to get up there. But I had nothing on the battlefield, and neither did my opponent when I was able to ultimate with Garruk. So my opponent actually played out a few turns and then realized that it was like basically hopeless. The ability to get a creature from my deck, any creature, depending on the situation, was just insane, and he just couldn't come back from it. All right, so this card I actually got from Cool Stuff Inc. It's a site I use from time to time. It has some fair prices. And another Planeswalker, this one, Chandra, Heart of Fire. Interesting because she does have 2+ abilities, but that first plus ability is so weird. You have to discard your whole hand. I guess in an ultra aggressive deck, the first ability you can kind of negate the issue. But here's the problem: in an ultra aggressive deck, do you really want a 5-drop? I don't think so. I haven't really seen this Chandra see as much play. A lot of Chandra Planeswalkers are not great. It used to be notorious that all the Chandra and all red Planeswalkers in general were just not good. They did print that Chandra in Kaladesh that had 4 abilities, and it was actually an amazing card. And I think it even sees the legacy play in like mono red prison decks. That Chandra is amazing. This Chandra, we'll see. I don't think it's particularly good. I see it like for like $1. I think I got that Planeswalker for like $1 online, because no one seems to really know what to do with it. I mean, can discarding your entire hand be a benefit? Yes, and she does draw, but you know, I think there are better Planeswalkers out there. I would not invest my money in that. Alright, and we have another land, or I think there's actually more than one land in here, so let me check it out. It actually came with a nice thank you card. You see, this is how you do business as well. Look at that thank you card. That makes me think, okay, I should return to this seller and, buy some more. Because that's just, I didn't even buy a lot. Let me see what I even purchased from this seller. It is a pathway land. It is another one of those beautiful showcase art, special art lands. And I think I did buy more than one. Yep, okay. There's a few things in here. First is the Grim Climb and Bright Climb pathways. There's the Grim Climb. There's the Bright Climb. Look at how beautiful the art is. You see how the art just completely dominates the frame. This was a good idea. I don't see many people saying they don't like the art. The black-white one it's pretty good. I actually use, in my Magic Arena decks, I have a black-white life gain deck where I just use one of those lands. And now we have the white and green one. We have Boulder Loft, right, and Branch Loft Pathway, white and green. I guess some of these lands that include white are not that strong because white has been getting some flack lately. Here's the other one, again, has a partially white, Needle Verge and Pillar Verge pathway. But even if white is not the best color for standard or commander right now, it still makes a great supplemental color in a lot of formats. So just because a dual land has white in it doesn't mean you should just ignore it. Yes, I know, the Simic lands are the best, right? Any land that taps for blue and green usually sees more play and is usually more expensive as a result. Okay, next one. We have Clearwater Pathway. Have I shown this land yet? And Murkwater Pathway, so blue-black land. Very popular right now, I believe, because Dimir Rogues is still a deck that's kicking around, even though I don't think it's top of the meta at the moment. But here's the blue-black land. Yeah, so I mostly got pathways, and I'm still looking to buy more. I'm not even done looking for pathways again. I check every now and again to see if I can snag them up for $2. If I see them for $2, I automatically get one. Alright, let's see. This person sells Pokemon cards too, I guess, because I see something Pokemon related. Look, Pokemon Champion's Path. Speaking of Pokemon, the market for Pokemon is going insane right now. I think everyone can agree with that. Pokemon products, sealed product, and singles are exploding even more than Magic the Gathering right now. Everyone's looking for that Charizard. Everyone is looking for those first edition original boxes, and everyone's looking for that first edition Charizard. Alright, I guess this person also sells Yu-Gi-Oh! $60 for a booster box? That seems pretty cheap, right? I noticed that it's not $60 for a Pokemon booster box. See what I mean? Even though the problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now is that the game is so divided. So they have Rush Duels, which is the new thing, and the anime is actually focused on the new format of Rush Duels, which is just like they kind of revamped the game. They brought it back. They made it a little simpler because all the extra deck summoning was, I guess, complicated for newer players. They would have to know what Synchro Summoning was. They would have to know what XYZ Summoning was, and they would have to know what Link Summoning was. So it would be complicated for a new player, and Fusion Summoning and Ritual Summoning. You can't forget those summoning methods either. There is a new summoning method with Rush Duels. I actually forgot what it was called, and I don't think there are actually cards of it yet, but basically it's a card that's like divided into 3 parts, and if you have all 3 parts in your hand, it's maximum summoning. You can maximum summon the card by like playing all 3 cards at once. It would be cool to see a maximum summon of like Blue Eyes White Dragon Remember when Kaiba played like 3 blue eyes in one turn? But you know, we're talking about Magic here, so this is Tazri, Beacon of Unity. Again, this is basically a bulk card. She works in a partner deck. I have seen a few partner decks on Arena use Tazri that are not terrible. If she had like a way to protect herself, she would be a lot better. But the ability to find more cards, more partners, the card advantage in her ability is decent, and the cost reduction is pretty good as well. So I can't complain there. And I mostly got Tazri because I have a 5-color ally commander deck, and Tazri, while not being an ally on the creature type line, does have an ability that works with allies. So I'm not obviously not going to use Tazri as the commander, not this version anyway. But I will slip her in, and I will see if she can do some work in that deck. Maybe she can. Maybe she can't, but you know, for $1 or less than $1, a mythic rare is, you know, that's a decent price. That's another thing I usually like to do. If a mythic rare is like 50 cents or $1, I usually try to snap it up if I don't have one. And if I think the card has potential, usually I'll buy a lot more. Okay, there you go. So here is a regular border, boulder loft, and branch loft. And whatever version I see, as long as the price is right, I will pick up. Obviously, I think I prefer the special art ones. They do look a lot nicer, but you know, playable is playable, and I have a lot of commander decks that can sure use a lot of those lands. So let's keep going. Alright, I like the sleeve on this one. It's the Orzhov, so it's an Orzhov sleeve. So I guess this guy is like an Orzhov player. And alright, another pathway. We have the Grim Climb pathway. And then the Bright Climb, and this one is that special art. So another one of those. As you can see, I am really going all in on those cards. Alright, and this is actually a card from an older set. This isn't even in current standard. It rotated out of standard. It's Cavalier of Gales. I've been looking to get these knights for a little while. Here it is, Cavalier of Gales. It's on from the M20 set. It was part of a cycle of 5 knights, and obviously it was hinting that knights would be supported in Throne of Eldraine, and Throne of Eldraine and M20 did share some time in standard, but that is the past. But I think Cavalier of Gales is decent. I don't remember how much I actually purchased this card for. Maybe $3, and I think that's a little much considering it's not even standard legal, so it can't really see standard play. When it was in standard, it saw some play. But it hasn't seen really much play in any other formats. Commander, perhaps. Right? I think it saw play in some commander decks. It's not bad for the cost. And maybe I can put it in the commander deck that I'm building based on the mono blue card with partner that draws when you should scry. It seems like that would be a slam dunk in that type of deck. The problem is with Cavalier of Gales is that knights are not blue. There are almost no blue knights. So unless you're making like a 5-color knight deck, and I don't know who the commander would be in such a deck, Morphin maybe. Well, I don't know if the knight deck would branch into blue for Cavalier of Gales, and it's 3 specific mana. It's 3 blue and 2 of anything. Alright, so get another one of these lands. Let me see, I think there's just one in here. Yep, so Grim Climb and Bright Climb, yet again. Regular border this time. It's in a penny sleeve, but I'm not going to take it out. I think you guys get the point. I think you know what this does now. And this came with two other cards, a Guildgate, a Boros Guildgate. Worthless, valueless. It was just to give extra protection to the card. And a Conclave Mentor, which actually is a decent card. I have been defeated by Conclave Mentor in Magic Arena many times, and the fact that it gains you life when it dies, has spelled the end for me. I remember playing in a really aggressive mono red deck, and I was able to get rid of the Conclave Mentor, but he kept playing them, and yes, I had the removal for them before they got too large with the +1/+1 counters, but the life gain just, I couldn't deal enough damage. Alright, so the next card is, and I still have plenty of mail left. The next card is, there we go, got it open. It's Cavalier of Thorns. So this is the green knight in the cycle of knights in M20. At one point, everyone thought this was the best of all the knights. It's a 5/6 for 5, 3 specific green, however. It does have reach. Any keyword is valuable. When it enters, you reveal the top 5, and you put a land card from among them onto the battlefield and the rest onto the graveyard. So it can stack your graveyard and ramp you a bit. And when it dies, you exile it. You may. And if you do, put another target card from your graveyard on top of your library. You see, that's why I didn't originally like Cavalier of Thorns, because it does allow you to get a card from your graveyard, but it puts it on top of your library, so you basically, well, you don't miss your next draw, but if it would be so much better if it put the card into your hand. Maybe then it would be too good. It is already a 5/6 reach for 5 mana, and you might have gotten a free land off of it when it enters, and you might have put some necessary or needed cards into your graveyard. So it does do a lot of things. Again, though, knights are white, black, and red. Not really much support in green or blue, and that's the green representative, so, it's also in Elemental, and Elementals have support in green, blue, and red, so, and there were a lot of Elementals in M20, right? That's when the 3-color Omnath made his appearance. That's back when everyone really liked Omnath and had no problem with Omnath. And then all of a sudden, the Fire Nation attacked. No, all of a sudden Zendikar Rising came, Omnath got a 4th color, and then everyone kind of lost their mind about it because card was just overpowered. It drew you a card upon entering. I wonder if it didn't draw the card upon entering, would it have been banned? Maybe not. Alright, again, we have a dual land, MDFC, Bright Climb, Grim Climb, black-white member of the cycle, regular border, nothing special there, and let's keep going. Alright, yet another pathway. This one is the red and green one. Again, the border is just regular, nothing special about the border. We have Timber Crown and we have Crag Crown Pathway, red and green. I wonder how much of each I purchased. As I said, I wasn't going for like 4 of each or like 2 of each or anything like that. I was simply looking to pick them up at a price I thought was reasonable, because I do suspect that those lands are going to skyrocket in value, if not before they leave standard, maybe after. I could be wrong. And here is yet another in that Cavalier cycle, but no, I did not get all of them. This is the white aligned member, Cavalier of Dawn. 5 mana, all of them elemental knights. All of them have 3 specific mana and 2 of anything. This one is the white one, so 3 white mana and 2 of anything. They all had a keyword as well. This one is just a 4/6 vigilance. When it enters, you destroy a up to 1 target non-land permanent. You don't have to. You can destroy your own stuff too. And its controller creates a 3/3 colorless golem. Why a golem? Like, why do they get a golem? I was never actually clear about, but this is similar to the Elephant's Gift from Commander Legends, and also it's a color shifted kind of version of Beast Within on a creature. And when it dies, you return an artifact or an enchantment from your graveyard to your hand. So this one gets an artifact or an enchantment from the graveyard to your hand, not like green, which can get any card that stacks it on the top of your deck. I actually think I prefer the white one, even though its power is a little weaker. I do like the removal. I think I like the removal more than the ramp, because at 5 mana, I think you have enough mana at that point, right? Maybe not in Commander. All of them were pretty good though, and that one, since it's a white knight, could see play in knight-related tribal decks. I think white has the most knights. Alright, here is another mythic from Ikoria. I was wrong. This is actually the cheapest mana cost ride. It's Vajrak, Apex of Thunder. Blue, red, and white, so just 3 mana. It's a 3/3. It has flying, it has first strike, and whenever it mutates, you may cast target non-creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. You can mutate it as well. I don't think this card is great in Commander, because Commander is usually about casting really high converted mana cost cards, and this one really just focuses on lower converted mana cost. I don't know if it was supposed to be good in like Standard, but I don't really see anyone playing this. Again, I think it's because a lot of the mutate cards that see play are in green, and I don't really see a lot of 3 color mutate decks. Let's keep going. And again, I think I got that card for definitely under $2. I think all the Ikoria mythics that you're going to see, I got them for definitely under the $2 mark. I don't think I would pay more than $2 for any of the mythic rare Ikoria cards in that cycle, the Apex of cycle. Alright, let's see what I got here. Alright. I gotta be careful, I don't want to damage the card. Okay, it's in the top loader, so should be fine. And this one is, okay, so another one in the Apex of cycle. This is, I'm going to show you in a minute. I don't want to, well, let me show you first. It's Bracos, Apex of Forever, and this is like the showcase special art. There's some tape on it, so let me just remove the tape so I can take it out of the top loader so you can take a look. And again, I got this for like $2, even though it's the special art. What do you even call this art? It's not extended art, right? It's not full art. Is it showcase art? So I think this is my favorite out of the cycle. And I think if I was to build a commander deck using one of the 5 Apex of cards, I think I would choose this one. This one is a mutate card that is partially green. I think green, blue, and black have the best mutate cards. I don't think red and white, the mutate cards in those colors, are particularly good. And as I said, I think green has the best ones. So this is 6/6 for 5 mana. 3 colors though. It has trample, and you can cast this guy from your graveyard, but you have to use its mutate ability to do it. You just can't cast it for its regular cost. but its mutate cost is basically the same as its mana cost. Almost. Be careful. Look at the card, read the card. The thing with this card is that you need a creature on the battlefield in order to cast it for mutate, but that's usually not a problem. Maybe you want to turn a Lorna Elf or some sort of small mana creature into this huge threat, and it can keep coming over and over and over. And I like the art on this one. Art is really nice. I think the art for all of those Apex of cards were actually really cool. They were supposed to be like the biggest, strongest, baddest monsters from the set, from Ikoria. They're the monsters that everyone's like really afraid of. And they're legendary, so there was basically supposed to be just one of each of those monsters, and 3 creature types, all of them had. One for each of their colors. So the one I just showed you, Brachos, was a Nightmare Beast Elemental, and that was because Black had the Nightmare type, Beast was the green type, and Elemental, I believe, was the blue type. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's why it has those 3 types there, like that. Alright. Good enough about that guy. Who's next? Okay, so this is from Throne of Eldraine, and it's just the Royal Scions. It's a 3-mana Planeswalker. Can't really protect itself well, but it starts with 5 loyalty, which is already pretty good, and it can tick right up to 6 loyalty, because it has 2+ abilities. You don't know how many times someone has summoned this on me when I had an empty board, and then all of a sudden I'm struggling to get rid of this thing as its loyalty climbs more and more. The deck that I see use the Royal Scions the most, especially in Standard and on Arena, is this deck that it draws twice. It's usually blue-red. Sometimes it also includes white, I believe. But it uses a whole bunch of cards that say, like, whenever you draw the second card of a turn, do something. And of course, its first plus ability will allow you to draw a card. So if you draw during your draw step, as you must, barring some weird shenanigans, this will give you the second draw needed to trigger all of those abilities. It also kind of has that ability to give a creature +2/+0 on first strike and trample, so you can get aggressive. Blue-red is not known as like the most aggressive creature color, but you know, it's there for when you need it. Sometimes you just need that extra damage, and this is how it came, which is it's a fine way to package it. And there's a token. I should check under the token just in case. Yeah. Oh, there is a card. Ooh, I dropped it. Alright, it came with a bonus card, and it's a rare, Oath of Kaya. And, you know, speaking of Kaya, I think it's officially been confirmed that Kaya will be the Planeswalker, the main Planeswalker in Kaldheim. I saw her wielding some pretty cool ghost axes, so, you know, she is a Gatewatch member, as that oath implies, so who knows, maybe the Gatewatch sent her on a mission to Kaldheim. Maybe she's there for personal reasons. I don't know. I'm sure at the end of January we will all find out together. If not before then, I hope there are not more leaks, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure the packaging was leaked early. Packaging looks different, looks pretty cool. So a lot of the packaging has been blending in, looking very much the same, so I'm glad they're trying new things with the packaging. Alright, let me be careful. I don't wanna... This is not in a top loader. It's just in a penny sleeve, which is fine because it's not damaged or anything. And here we have a Luna Apex of Wishes, another really cool card, interesting art. Let me take it out of the penny sleeve so you can appreciate it a little better. There it is, a Luna. This is one of the bigger ones. blue, green, and red. Red didn't really have too many mutate cards. This is 6/6 for 5 flying trample, so it's undercosted, I would say. And whenever it mutates, exile cards on top of your library into exile a non-land permanent. Put that card onto the battlefield or into your hand. So it's like, actually, it's very similar to Auspicious Starax. What's its mutate cost? Mutate cost is also 6 mana, a little different from its casting cost though in terms of the colors needed. So Auspicious Starax is just mono green and it mutates for 6 mana, but you only need one color. It's also a 6/6, so its Auspicious Starax is only an uncommon, but it's ridiculously similar to this one. And this one doesn't allow you to get land permanents from the top of your deck. But if you are mutating over a Skewed Swarm, you might want land. So who knew that not being able to get lands off would actually be considered a different disadvantage. I actually may try this on Arena. I actually like this card. The flying really helps though, I must say. I think flying is an underestimated ability. And there was actually 2 cards in that. The second one, Cheval, Bane of Monsters. It's about $1 right now. It's a 1/3 for 2 mana. Green, black, gold, gray colors. Has Death Touch. And it can put like bounty counters on things, and then when the creatures with bounty counters on them die, you get to draw. I think I just got this card because bounty counters might be used again in the future. I don't know where, I don't know when, but if there are more cards that work with bounty counters printed in the future, you bet that card is going to shoot up in value. Alright, let's keep right on going. Alright. Oh, this is from Relentless MTG. I like when they include a card because I can just more easily remember who I ordered this from. And look, it allows me to promote them on the video, although I'm not, I don't really promote anything. Make your own decisions about who you want to buy from. If you want to buy from your local game store, even if it's a bit more expensive. All right, I like the way this is packaged, so I'm not gonna take it out. But it's Narset of the Ancient Way in that stunning art. It looks very nice. I know there's a little glare because it's in a wrapper. She's not bad. I think what's preventing her from seeing more playing standard is the 3-color thing. Even though there are tri-lands you can use. So who knows? Maybe with the release of Kaldheim, there will be more support for 3-color decks. Maybe the conclusion of that specific land cycle will allow many more decks to see play in a variety of colors, maybe even a 5-color deck. But who knows what the themes of Kaldheim are going to be, I don't know. Okay, here's another Planeswalker. This one from M21. And it's just Tazri Cat. Decent, not much to say about him. All 3 mana Planeswalkers kind of have a chance of being good. This one works with +1/+1 counters. And token strategy, so there's a bunch of commander decks. I think Tazri can slip right in, especially in Commander Legends. That Elephant legendary commander will for sure, well, I don't want to say for sure, but we'll definitely consider Tazri Cat, as it can both distribute counters and create creatures, so it does kind of everything the deck wants to do. Alright, I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to end the video, and I will open the rest of this mail at a later date, because I think this video is going a little bit long, but let's just do this last card as I'm opening it. As you can see, I still have plenty of mail, and I will be doing another one of these videos. But you tell me how I can improve. Is there anything you didn't like in this video? Is there any way that you would want me to showcase the cards a little differently? Just let me know. Alright, so I like that this came with the Art Series card. I don't actually collect these Art Series cards. They're just not my cup of tea, but I know a lot of people do like them. Well, maybe. What do you think about these Art Series cards? Do you collect them? Do you think they're just like worthless includes? Do you like the gold signatures on some of them? Or signatures like the future? And this came with a foil, an Orcish Vandal. So always cool to see like extra little includes like that, even if it's just a common foil. And the card was, I guess this is an okay way to end the video. It's just one of the pathways. This is the red-white one. So thanks for tuning in, especially those that made it to the end. It does help. I do appreciate it. I still have plenty of mail for another mail bag video. So thanks for staying with me and, being patient. Thank you for all that you do, for liking, commenting, subscribing, talking to me on Facebook. It is very much appreciated. So, this is Magic with Class, always reminding you to gather with class.